Welcome back, viewers. Today we will be testing Ehlers Decycler Oscillator. But before we do, if you have not watched our first video and the videos after that, you need to go do that now. At the Academy of Forex, we are building the best trading system possible as a team. And as a team, we will all profit from it when we are done. You can find a link to the first video down below. You can also find a link to sign up for TradingView down below. If you use the link below, you will save a little bit of money. You can also find a link below to join us on Discord. Discord is a free group communication platform. On our Discord server, we are having great conversations about all things regarding trading. One of the biggest struggles on this channel is people who use other platforms like MT4 being able to follow along. Sometimes it can be hard to find the indicators we are using on other platforms. And so on our Discord server, I have created a channel for indicator creation. And on that channel, I pinned links to freelancers who can code indicators for MT or for TradingView. So if you don't want to create a TradingView account, you can hire a freelancer for a really small fee and have them code an indicator for the MT platform. Or if you are on TradingView and need an indicator created, something unique or an indicator for a system you have developed, you can also have them code PineScript. So use the link for either MT4 coding or use the link for PineScript. Lastly, I get a lot of people that are asking me for the entire list of all the winning indicators that we have tested to date. And whereas I am not a big proponent of gatekeeping information, I've put a lot of time and effort into creating the content on my YouTube channel. And so I don't think it is too much to ask for the viewers to go through and view the content that I've spent a lot of time creating. Now, if you are not interested in supporting our channel by going back and watching the content that I have created, then I have developed a solution for you. I've created a Patreon account. I will put a link to it down below in the description. If you sign up for Patreon and you sign up for the $9 a month account, I will send you the full list of tested and winning indicators to date. I will also send you an updated list of the indicators that we are testing at the end of each week. Now, of course, you have to stay subscribed to the $9 monthly subscription, to continue to receive the updated list of indicators. But that way it will provide me with the support that I need to continue to provide the free content that I am putting out for everybody to view. Now, if you just love the channel in general and want to support us, then there is also a lower, I think $3 Patreon subscription that you can sign up for that will also help support the channel and keep things going, so that way I can continue to produce the content and the open information that we are creating here in this channel and in our Discord server. Again, if you have not signed up for our Discord, then you need to do that as well. It is a absolutely free platform where we have real-time ability to chat and have conversations about trading. And again, if you want to support the channel with Patreon, then you can find the link down below in the description. Alright, as I said, today we will be testing Ehlers Decycler Oscillator indicator. But before we do, I wanted to put the indicator scoreboard up for everyone to see. So to date, we have tested 156 indicators. And out of those 156 indicators, 64 of them have been winners, which means that they have met or exceeded the 60% win-loss ratio threshold that we have set for them. The best ones so far were able to achieve a 100% win rate. Now you need to go back and watch those videos to understand the context of how they were able to achieve that. But as we are working on building the best trading system possible, you could take any one of those 64 indicators and get out there and start potentially profitably trading the markets with them now. So go back and watch those videos, make a list of those indicators, and get out there and see what you can do with them. But stick with us here as we work on maximizing your trading profits. All right, so like I said, the indicator today is Ehlers Decycler Oscillator. You can see it here on the bottom of the screen. It's a pretty simple setup. It's an oscillating line, and it turns red and it turns green. When it turns green, that is a signal to go long. When it turns red, that is a signal to go short. It is a TradingView member created indicator, and so of course you can find a link to it down below in the description. Now, what's interesting about the creator of this indicator is that he has a massive amount of the Ehlers indicators that he has created. Let me back out here, and you can see the TradingView member is Cheat Country. That's his name, and for the vast majority of his indicators that he has created, and he's created a lot, they are almost all of them created around Ehler and the different indicators and principles of John Ehler. And so it is definitely something that if you are interested in the Ehler indicators, then you should definitely go to this creator's page and you should start working your way down through these different indicators and looking at them and seeing how he suggests that they be layered with each other. And so a lot of Ehler's indicators, they don't really work specifically by themselves. And so it's kind of a shame that that they can't work by themselves. I mean, it's not that they can't. It's that, again, the vast majority of them are meant to be layered on top of each other. And so if you know, if you know anything about John Ehler and his indicators, again, the vast majority of the time, it isn't just a standalone indicator. It's a layer, a system of his indicators that all work together to, serve a specific function. And so I have worked through a few of the Ehler indicators already here on the channel, but I do think it is worth noting that the Ehler indicators have a lot of great potential. And again, Cheat Country, the creator of them, often will within the notes will give you other ideas, other hints as to how one indicator could be used with others, or at the very least, what you could do is, as you are going through the indicators, the Ehler indicators on his page, you can then cross-reference those with John Ehler's material and see how he recommends it should be layered with, whatever other indicator to get a better, more functional system out of it. And so I really do think there is a lot of opportunity to be had with the Eller indicators, and so again, it is really worth going through Cheat Country's page here and picking through one indicator at a time, playing around with it, seeing if and how it is supposed to be layered with another indicator, and then just keep playing with it. And so, yeah, I really feel like there's, like I said, a lot of opportunity there. So, all right, now that we have that out of the way, again, obviously you can see the oscillator down here on the bottom of the screen. And like I said, it turns green and it turns red. When it turns green, it's a signal to go long. When it turns red, that's a signal to go short. Now, if you know anything about me, I'm going to go in and I'm going to make a few adjustments here. First and foremost, I am going to turn off the bar coloring because that does, in most cases, drive me pretty crazy. Next thing I'm going to do is I am going to change the colors, the green and red, to match the green and red of the candles the price action candles. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and just bump up the weight, the line weight of the oscillator. And so that way it's just a little bit more clear and we can, get a little bit better view on it. Now, Cheat Country did say that there appears to be two different ways or possibly two different conditions that need to be met when trading this indicator. He mentions that there is a zero line cross, that when the oscillating line crosses up over the zero line, that is a uptrend, a signal of an uptrend. And when it crosses down below the zero line, that is a signal for a downtrend. Now, we've seen this in a few other indicators where sometimes the indicator is meant to be traded where the oscillating line, say, is above zero, and we are only looking for long trades when it is above zero. Same in reverse, when it's below zero, we're only looking for short trades. Now, what's interesting is that Cheat Country did not specifically say that is how it should be traded. He worded it in a way where it sounded like what he was suggesting was you could trade it in two different ways. You could either trade it as a zero line cross, or you could trade it as the oscillating line changes colors from green to red. And so I think what we are going to do is I think we're going to go ahead and attempt to trade it with the oscillating line changing colors and go from there and see what we can get out of it. Now, I am going to go ahead and mark off some price action areas just so that way we have some of those areas marked off just to keep an eye out. Not sure if we'll be doing much price action talk, but it's worth having those areas kind of marked out anyways, just to be on the safe side. So something like that is kind of how it's looking. All right. Now, unfortunately, this is really closest to 2016 that we're going to be testing. So back in 2015, had a super crazy drop on the euro during the whole Brexit and yada yada type stuff going on. And so we can't get a real great look at price action back then. And I imagine that since it is so close to all that, price action itself is going to be a little strange, a little wonky because it's still trying to recover from all that craziness. So let's go ahead and start the testing. Let's get our take profit and stop down a little bit closer. And let's go for it here. So we're in 2016. Now, no signal yet. Price action is pushing up. It's pushing up pretty heavy. Looks like we actually picked up a short for just a moment on our indicator. Right. Let's see, where is it? There it is. And unfortunately, it immediately turned around, ran up in the opposite direction. Price action is breaking well above this area right here. It's had a pretty significant move. So right after that short would have been a long signal. That would have worked out for us. So we get this push way up high. We get a really long wick to the upside here. That can be an indication that price action is weakening. The push up is starting to weaken. And so again, it's had a pretty significant push, few pullbacks, long pin bar right here. And so let's just kind of keep an eye on it and see if it starts to kind of roll over. Another big pin bar formed right there. Then another big pin bar, and boom, we get this massive red candle right here. And that's a pretty good confirmation that price action is going to drop at least a little bit. Let's go ahead and play it out and see what happens. There we go. Came right down to that line. We picked up a short right there. That would have been a winning trade as well. Set a new high for support and resistance. Let's see, we're now picking up a long signal on our indicator, and unfortunately that was not a great signal. That one did not work out for us. Then we pick up a short right here, and that one worked out a little bit better. Got us to take profit. There we go. Now we're picking up a long trade here. And so we've had a reasonable little push down, and we bounced right off this area where price action kind of stalled at for a very long time. And it bounced off that and kind of springboard its way right back up. Happened rather quickly without a lot of notice, and so that would have been hard to catch price action alone. Now price action did make this move, and that would have gotten us to take profit, especially after those couple candles. Let's see, now it's starting to kind of tick its way down a little bit, but it's not really doing it with a lot of conviction. Let's measure this out and see. Barely got to it. And so it's not moving down with a lot of conviction. Came up, came back down to this support area. It's forming a lot of these wicks to the lower side. That can often be an indication of price action starting to weaken. And so it is possible that we'll see this start to curl back up and make a little bit of a spike to the upside. Possibly. Definitely wouldn't trade this kind of a price action setup. There's not a lot of confirmation in it, but just kind of getting a read, kind of a feel for what price action is doing. The way it stalled out at this line and is forming the wicks on the underside means that there's some buying pressure coming in. Let's go ahead and play it out and see what it does. Small push to the upside for just a moment. Didn't get much momentum behind it. Let's see here. We don't want to lose track of our signals here. So that one didn't work out for us. It then came down here Let's see. This one here would have barely got us to take profit. Let's see if we can get the push to the upside now, and there it goes. And so often what you'll see with the market makers, and so market makers are the guys behind the scenes controlling the market. They're the ones that are tasked with basically making banks money and keeping the market liquid, keeping the market moving up and down and bouncing all around and doing craziness. They definitely like to play with price. They like to play with price action. They like to try to take as much retail money as they can. And so what you will often see is that they'll start to give a signal in one direction. So we had this signal right here where it came down, pushed up, failed to make a lower low, started forming wicks to the underside right at a reasonable support area. And what they did was they pulled it down beyond that area just so slightly. And what they would be doing is trapping in, pulling in short traders who now think that this was a breakout to the downside, pulling in the short traders, and then right after they get those short traders pulled in, they will often spike it in the direction that they originally wanted it to go in. In this case, it was the upside, and we knew that because we watched the pin bars form over here. Now, the problem is getting the timing right on these can be super challenging, and they don't always work out that way. They don't always meet that kind of a pattern setup and follow through every single time. If they did, then everybody would be able to see the pattern and they'd be able to trade it, and they would all make money. The market makers would lose money, and they're not in the business of doing that. Now, let's go ahead, play it out. We're getting a short signal now, and unfortunately did not work out for us. And so there we go. And so now price action, as you can see, shot up and out of there. Again, that was their intention. They were making their intentions clear back here. They just wanted to pull in some traders here before they drove it up and out of there. Now, my guess is right as it starts to get to this line, we're going to see some kind of reaction to this line. Now, whether or not it has the ability to reverse here or not is a little unseen at this point. But it's definitely made a pretty decent push to the upside here. Let's go ahead and play it out a little bit and see what they do. Pushing it up pretty close to that line. Hold on, let me mark out our trades here on our indicator. That one did not work out for us. Get a short here. That one did not work out for us either. Then we pick up a long over here. There we go. All right, and so at this point, price action is definitely looking like they're wanting to drive it down for a bit, but it's super, I wouldn't say super, but definitely uncertain, because it didn't really pull up to this area where we wanted it to, this overhead resistance area. Let's see if they push up into it. I mean, it's definitely double topping here, which is usually a sign that, yeah, they want it to push down. And so there you go. They prematurely went ahead and drove it down. They didn't pull it up into this area because it would have been a pretty significant telltale sign that they would have drove it straight up into here, into this line, and then pulled it straight back down. But keep in mind that, again, these areas are zones, not exactly lines, perfect lines of support and resistance. All right, let's see what it's doing now. So it's pushed down here, and that's a pretty strong push. Hasn't had a lot of pullback from there, but you can definitely see that it's starting to stall right here in this area. Let's play it forward a little bit. Ooh, that was a decent gap up that they just pulled right there. and then usually they need to fill the gap. So they'll gap up, they'll gap down, and then they will pull price action back, filling in that gap area. And so now it's pulled back down to this line here, this support and resistance line. Let's pay attention to what they do. Picked up a long trade in here right before, actually it's right there on that one. Let's go ahead and play it forward and see. Whoa, things spiked all over the place, but we would have pulled out take profit, that big green bar right there. Now when something like this happens, it's really unclear as to what exactly they're attempting to do. Just a crazy moment in the market, and then all this kind of giant vomit of price action happens right here, where things are just whipsawing back and forth. This was most likely had something to do with the Brexit stuff, if I had to guess. I don't know exactly, but that is there's definitely some strange price action happening right there, especially with this big bar with wicks on both ends of it. That's wild. Alright, so then we pull in a long trade here. That would have worked out for us rather well. See what the short trade does. See, we're about right there. Wonder if we pulled out the short. Looks like we did before it started flip-flopping around. So that worked out for us there. Then we picked up a long back here. That one was not so great. Then a short almost immediately after on this one. And it looks like that one is going to fake us out as well. It did. Price action, again, currently is just all over the place on this thing. Really does not know what it wants to do. Everybody's freaked out. You got people going long. You got people going short. You got the market makers just flinging things in one direction and the other, trying to take as much money as they can, running stops, stop hunts, and doing all kinds of craziness. See, that would have been a losing trade. And that one would have been a losing trade. Alright, let's see if this thing can pick a direction and stick to it for a bit. Oops. Not bad. We got a decent little run over here. That would have gotten us to take profit. And this one right here, that would have stopped us out. And plugging along here. Pick up a long for just a moment. Right there. That would not have worked out in our favor. Then a short. There. That one would have done alright. Still, price action just cannot figure out what way it wants to go. It's running this channel trade type thing where it's just hovering between 2 points, bouncing up and down. Pick up a short there. We would have squeezed out a win on that one. Long there, and that one would have gotten stopped out pretty quick. And then a short. That one would have done okay. Playing it forward, looks like price action is finally starting to widen out here and pick a direction. They've shoved it down for a while now. And so they tinkered with it going up, and now they're pulling it back down. Pick up a long, then a short, and then a long, then a short here. There we go. Close to the end of the year now. Get a few more signals here. Alright, that's the end. And unfortunately, one last losing trade right there. Alright, so there we have it. Man, that's a good deal of trades. Go ahead and delete out those support and resistance lines. And let's get a count of these things and see what we got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, and 36. So 36 trades all together. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And so, unfortunately, that is not going to make the 60% criteria. It didn't seem like a bad indicator, but it was really whippy and got chewed up in the choppy markets, like really bad. And so again, most of Ehlers' indicators are meant to be layered with a few of his other indicators. And so it's possible that there is something there if we dig into that a little bit more. But at the moment, this one's going to go on the no list, and we'll move on to the next indicator from here.
If you have not already, like this video, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell notification so that way you are notified anytime I post a new video. As part of the team, it's important that you are seeing the new videos as they come out so you know what it is that we are discussing and what indicators we are testing, have tested, and have not tested. Also, like usual, there is a link below in the description to the Discord server. You can join us on Discord so that way we can further discuss the indicators and have discussions as we move forward building our trading system. And lastly, like usual, there is a link below to TradingView. If you like what you see whenever I use TradingView and you are interested in signing up for TradingView, if you use the link below and sign up for a paid account, you will save a little bit of money. So, all right, everybody, I will see you on the next video.